Yes, sir. Shane's Ribshack for Thursday. Just talked with the Page softball team. Coach Albright was here along with his daughter Gracie and Caroline Dunn from Page, that softball team. And probably later, Don, we want to maybe we get to keep these certificates. Maybe Coach Albright left those for us here. I don't know if he wants to get those back or not, but if those are for us to keep, we'd love to keep those. If not, we could probably pass them on. But Eric Hong is with us. Eric, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
What is the secret to the success of the Northern Guilford Nighthawks football team this year? You guys are looking very good. Only one loss this year, that lost to Eastern Alamance. What's been the secret to your success this year? Maybe, was it what you did last year that made you better this year?
I think our secret to the team is to work hard every day and get better as a team. And I think through off season we put heavy emphasis on leadership as we go through. We were divided into each groups with seniors representing each group with freshmen and sophomores and juniors, and we had to go through these competitions with weightlifting as far as agilities and stuff like that. So the leadership took in a really big place. I think we have to step up a lot as far as being together, as communication is a key importance to be successful, and also as a team, the confidence is a key part to the offense and defense. And as we know, our motto is to make it happen every single game. So we just have to maintain our class and everything on and off the field, and I think that's the main part of being successful.
Here's an inside question for you. Did the confidence level go up just a little bit when Coach Roscoe came back?
Yes, when Coach Roscoe came back, we were very excited and we were very motivated to be better as a team, and we were expecting to go to the state championship this year as we did 2 years ago. And I think we've done great so far as being motivated as a team, as Coach Roscoe has his own offense, which was very successful 2 years ago, and I had the privilege to play as a varsity team during freshman year, and I had those experiences going to Chapel Hill with TJ Logan and stuff like that. Yeah, it was a great experience, and we hope to do that again this year.
What do you think it's going to take to get you back there this year? I mean, there's a possible chance you could be there, but you can't have any slip-ups because you got one game left. Now, I think that's the Moorhead game, regular season tomorrow night, then the playoffs begin. Once you hit that playoff stretch, no room for mistakes?
I think it's key to never give up. And everybody doubted us because, TJ Logan's gone and Austin Coltrane's gone. All these key players are gone. So what we have to do is all these young players have to step up to make some plays. As a senior, I need to improve my leadership skills to be a role model to our teammates. And I think that's a key example for us to reach that ultimate success.
Where do you line up at, Eric, on that offensive line? Is it guard or tackle?
Right guard.
Right guard.
Yes.
Have you had that same spot all the years?
Yes, I have.
It's kind of fun doing it when you get in that same position, you got to maintain that same spot.
Yeah.
I guess sometimes there's something to be said if you're considered where the coach feels like he wants to move you somewhere. That's maybe a compliment, but to get that same spot locked in, get the same uniform number every year, and they go to the game and then lock it down and go with that right guard. Now, are you moving around over there? Do you pull to the right, pull to the left? Do you like the pulling guard, or are you the stationary guard?
Our offense is not that complex. It's very simple. We only have a couple of plays, but it's very effective as far as pull to the left. I get trap the defensive end a lot.
So you're trapping, going from right guard, trapping the left end?
Yes.
That's kind of a wide trap too, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah. But speed and quickness is the Northern Guilford's key terms.
Yeah, they never had the big gorilla, huge players. Right. They've always had smaller guys. Well, that defense you guys had a couple of years ago, you had the Johnston kid and others on that front defensive line, always very quick.
Yes, the quickness is one of the key aspects during the off season and during the season. And as you can see, like all of our players are not as big as other teams, and we put heavy emphasis towards agilities and going through like passing people. That's the main way that we can be successful in the field.
And you had guys like T.J. Ruff, Trey Purcell. Right. I mentioned the Johnston kid. I mean, just guys like you said are not huge, but are quick. And you guys on defense were always around the ball. I mean, it was never like three guys. It was usually more like seven guys there at the same time on that ball.
During practice, we do something called pursuit drills. What we do is snap the ball, and the ball will be down like 10 yards from the yard line, and we have to get to the ball after until the whistle is blown. So we play until the whistle is blown. So like that's the key of getting 11 hats to the ball. That's our motto for our defense to be successful.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh 230 pounds.
230?
Yes.
Carry it pretty well. How tall are you?
I am 6'1".
6'1", 230. You like hush puppies?
Yes.
You may want to try one before you leave here
Yes,
tonight.
sir.
Hush puppy here at Shane's Ribshack. Got the hushpuppybomb.com. And Don, we've also got one family that's still here with us. We'll be able to give them to those before they leave out there in that first booth. They're talking to Paul, so they might be able to carry that certificate out for us. Back to Eric Hong. Eric, who's been the toughest player you've ever gone up against on this Northern Guilford team? You've had a lot of guys come through. Who's been the toughest man on Northern Guilford, your own team, you've ever faced?
My role model always has been Sam Parker. Sam Parker is a really emotional kid, and he's also passionate about football. And as a freshman, he was a senior when I was in freshman year, and he was always working hard during practice as far as being a leader as a senior, and always showing up to practice with confidence. And he was always there when I needed help.
You learned a lot from him, and
yes,
he helped you out.
Right, and I was actually on defense as a scout defense to go up against him, and he's always a really tough kid. I really like him, and he sometimes get me on the ground sometimes, but as far as leadership and his personality, I really consider him as my role model.
I thought I'd found him one time at Greensboro College. They've got a kid named Sam Parker, but not the same guy. Not sure where he ended up at. Do you know where he ended up?
I think he plays football at New York.
So he's up north?
Yes.
Gosh, he hit the road.
He moved a lot. He played to Appalachian State.
Oh, Appalachian? Okay.
Yeah.
Then transferred out to New York?
Yeah, I think so.
Still playing though?
Yes. He
Good
is.
ball player back. He was kind of a kid. I think kind of came out of when the schools merged. I think he may have come from the Northwest section because he knew a lot of Northwest kids.
Yeah.
Just a good kid because he came into Shane's Ribshack on this full-on focus shows a couple of times. Now, back in the older day, which school would you have gone to, Northwest or Northeast, if they still had those old districts?
I'm always a Northern guy, but as far as if I had to choose, I would say Northwest.
You would have gone to Northwest probably then.
Because of the education. And
how do you like the battles between the two schools? Is Northwest your chief rival, the one you want to get the most?
It's always a great game to watch and play. The expectations are very high for us and Northwest, so our rivalry games are very exciting to our teammates, and some of the players are young kids who are in varsity team. They don't know this kind of experience. It's awesome to see those kind of kids experiencing those great moments of playing a rival that has been a long time since.
And the crazy thing is, if I'm not mistaken, Northwest has never beat you guys.
No, they have not.
That's the crazy thing, because they've come close a couple of times, and sometimes they've not come close. Sometimes these games have not been close, but you guys still have the upper hand on the Vikings.
Yes. Finish is was our motto for Northwest, as rivalry are very important for as far as motivation throughout the season, as I think Northwest game is a really important game because it starts off good. If we start off good, we'll end up in a good place, like state championship. So I think it's a key factor in our.
What's been the toughest game you guys have had this year? I know you lost that one game, had that one loss, I think, to Eastern Alamance, maybe.
Yes.
What's been the toughest game from this year?
I think Eastern Alamance was the toughest game because we don't expect to lose because we're such a winning tradition team, but I think those kind of loss is a good thing because we have to, experience those kind of stuff to make sure that that doesn't happen again in the future. So I think it's a great lesson to be learned from that.
So the old saying, so the people have used over the years in football, they've said, well, sometimes you can actually learn something from a loss, and that's what you guys are going to do with that one.
Yes.
Instead of sitting around moping about it, going, man, we should have lost that game. That ruined everything for us. We're going to learn something from that game.
Yes, I think learning from that game is very important. We watch a lot of films from that game. Making mistakes is okay, but we can't make those same mistakes every single time. So that's our key motto to, go over that play and make sure you got it so you don't, cost that play again.
What do you enjoy most about playing football? Because it sounds like you mentioned Sam Parker had the passion for the sport. It sounds like you've got the intellectual and the same passion for this sport too.
As a freshman, I didn't know the kind of football setting because, that was my second year playing football. But as I continued to play football, it not only acquired physical capabilities, but also leadership capabilities. I think leadership is one of the most important aspects of being a football player. And as a leader, I think talking with my teammates is very important, as it's either personal or on and off the field. I think that's the first thing that we have to improve on also, and the leadership also correlates to the hard work that we do every day during practice, and those are the key things that we can improve on too. So
we just had this paid softball team tonight, and they were in talking about their softball team also, about their academic success. Just talking to you, listening to you so far, I think you probably have had some academic success yourself over the years. How's that GPA going these days?
My GPA is 4.8.
4.8. We've had two 4.8s tonight. We've had talk of a 6.0. It was one of the teams last year. 4.8, not bad. What classes do you take?
Currently, I take 6 AP classes. It's pretty tough, but I take
All courses at Northern?
Yes.
Okay.
Calculus, BC, and AP Biology, which I want to major in. So those are the kind of AP classes that I want to look, because I want to excel in on and off the field as well, because the education is a big part of my life.
Where do you go to college? This is your senior year this year. Where do you go to college next year?
It's not. I'm undecided yet, but as far as application went through was New York University or Cornell University.
Either way, you'll be in New York, I guess.
Yes, New York.
Cornell's in Ithaca, is that right?
Yes, Ithaca, New York.
Gotcha. So you'll be headed north next year for college.
Yes.
Any chance? I mean, I'm prying about the academic side of it. Any chance you may get an academic scholarship?
Yes, I'm pursuing academic scholarship at Davidson College, also as well as the scholarship that I had to apply to for NYU, and also for University of Virginia Jefferson scholarship that I'm applying to. So those are the kind of scholarship that I'm looking for as far as academics.
What's the chances you may play a little more football next year too? Is there still a chance of that too?
Yes, I really want to continue playing football, because it's always been my key factor to develop my leadership roles in the community. So I think I want to play football as far as Davidson College. I think it would be a good place for me to play football, and North as well.
Here's a crazy thought just entered my mind here. You're very intellectual in the classroom. You're a very good talker here. How do you go? Are you like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde? When you hit the field, you just go crazy, become bipolar? How do you change when they blow that whistle? Is it kind of like a change?
Yes, everybody, as myself, as an Asian, it's very hard for other people to believe that I play football. Everybody thinks that, as an Asian, you only think about education, but when I get to that field, my heart starts to beat a lot, because it's very
you found something
emotional.
You love back when you were like in 8th or 9th grade, I guess.
Right.
And you, contrary to what some people do, I've seen some people find the sport and they just kind of take it in stride. But what you've done, you've continued to work at it and kind of try to master your craft.
Yeah, football has changed my life so far.
It's good stuff.
Yes.
I mean, people would not know unless they taught Eric Hong and found out more about this. This guy who played at Notre Dame, he got in some trouble because he had the fictitious girlfriend, Mantau Te'au. He is with San Diego now. Saw him on the side. That's Keenan Allen, former Northern Guilford receivers pro team. Anyway, he was on the sideline. He was injured last week. And that's another guy with some Asian background, I think, who also, and when he went to the pros, because of the girlfriend deal with Te'au back when he was a senior at Notre Dame, they thought this guy's just a kind of a nut. This guy's crazy. But he got to the pros, made the start lineup, and continued to perform and excel. And that's what you have to do to get to the next level, let alone continue on at the next level. Thinking about all these things this year, you had the Eastern Alabama game. What about the Eastern Guilford game? That was a hard-fought, tough game. Went down to the very end.
Yeah, it was very tough. Some of those guys were injured, so somebody had to, step in and make some plays. So you never know when you're going to be out there making plays. So all these young kids, they have to. I know it's tough for them, but they have to make good plays, because they're given a chance to perform out there as a player and play Northern football. That's all we're looking for, and just don't give up. And we came out with a win because we did not give up. And
I'll tell you, the guy I watched, believe it or not, I had this happen just by lucky day, I guess, but I watched some Northern video today. A guy sent me the video from the McMichael game last Friday night. You guys won that game 55-0.
Yep.
And I'm watching that game. I'm looking for the blowout. I'm looking at some guys I hadn't seen. I see this Tristan Simmons, number 4.
Yes.
Simmons had a very good game last week. He's a good kicker, good young kicker.
Yes.
But he did some stuff on the offensive side of things too. I was impressed with.
Yeah, he's a very good kid. He always works hard during practice. He has a lot of motivation to become successful. I think he's going to be very good for our team. He's a junior, and for next year, as far as leadership goes, I think he's a good kid for as far as being us to go to the state championship next year as well, and carry that tradition.
Cam Harris with us maybe later on tonight, possibly Mook Reynolds too. But from Cam Harris' standpoint, Cam has made the transition from receiver, and to look at him and look at his numbers this year, you would have never even known Cam was a receiver in the past.
Yeah,
the job he's done at quarterback has been great.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff for us. He's a very good player as far as receiver, being a receiver and quarterback. So last year was Austin Coltrane, but we didn't have any quarterbacks that that was designated to play at that position. So we had a couple of guys that had to step up to compete for that position. But Cam Harris was the one that we needed him to be that quarterback spot to maximize our performance level.
And the good thing for you guys, he has been fairly free of injury this year too. He's been able to smooth sail right on through the season without too many critical injury problems at all.
Yeah, the injury thing is a key thing, but thankfully none of the key players have got injured a lot. So I think those are the maintaining health is very important to be successful in the field as well. And Cam has done a lot of good stuff for us.
Let's hit a few questions, general questions for Eric Hahn. We've got Duncan Taylor-Dean coming up next to change Ribshack. May see some other Northern players join us tonight as well. Who was the first teacher you remember having in school? Back when you first started school, you probably remember your first teacher ever?
My first teacher, I would say Miss... I cannot remember, but he was a really good PE teacher. He was a motivation for me. Oh, it was Coach Hawkins. Coach Hawkins is a middle school football coach, and he was a very motivational guy for me which he first introduced me to play football.
That was going to be my next question. Who taught you how to play football?
Yeah,
Coach Hawkins.
Coach Hawkins was the opening path for me to introduce that successful path of gaining leadership through football and everything, what it takes to become a football player. You
got to be endeared, I guess, in a lot of ways, something like that for life. Because if that doesn't happen, I mean, just look what you would have missed out on. I mean, it's been a difference in your life.
Yeah, it's been great as far as introducing me to football. I started off with playing tight end.
Man, oh man, that was kind of crazy back then.
Yeah, I started off playing tight end, but as I got, I was actually this tall and this size when I was in middle school. So I was a pretty big kid, so I transitioned to right tackle.
So you didn't grow much more then?
No, I did not.
Man.
So, yeah.
All you had to do was hit the weight room and kind of firm all that size up.
Yes, sir.
That's a good, you were blessed with some size in the beginning then.
Yeah.
Back in the days of Eric Hahn, the early tight end.
Yeah.
How about your first ever football coach? Is that Coach Hawkins also?
Yes.
How about your first ever baseball coach?
Baseball coach, I don't remember his name, but it was I was playing for YMCA. It was I was trying to play all these different sports because you never know which kind of capabilities that you can do.
Which one might hit? Yeah.
So baseball, I tried to continue doing that, but football was the key sports that I could.
Won out pretty quick then.
Yes.
Question for you here. What's the nickname of the team you're playing tomorrow night? You know the nickname of the Moorhead team?
No, we don't have a nickname, but I think the Moorhead team is a really good team as far as their tradition goes. And
how do you go about beating those guys?
We're trying to compete very well in all levels, defense and offense. We're trying to make some good plays without making little mistakes like penalties and stuff like that. Those are the key emphasis that coaches make us. Don't get offsides. Don't make stupid. And I think the attitude that players have on the field is the key.
You had a few of those. I was at that Eastern Guilford game. Had a few of those. I wouldn't say unintentional. Sometimes they just happen, but had some of those that hurt you in that Eastern game. Some key penalties in the first half.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Football, a lot of talking, but I think that keeping a calm attitude with class is what will lead to without any penalties and stuff like that. They will benefit us to win the game.
What's the thing you've learned the most from Coach Roscoe? What's he taught you the most?
He taught us that every seat counts. every person in the team contributes to the success of the team as far as leadership and hard work, showing dedication to the team and loyalty. And those are the kind of, as a leader, I have to step up to show the other young kids that how the tradition of Northern Guilford football has gone. And those are the main things, I guess, and plus the hard work that players show during practice is one of the.
And you're a team captain also, right?
Yes.
I thought so. Favorite class at Northern Guilford?
Favorite class? I would say AP Biology.
Love that AP Biology?
Yeah, it's very fun. I want to major in that specific topic. I want to be a doctor when I grow up. So as far as, AP Biology, the teacher is, she's been really nice, and all the labs that we do is very interesting. So.
Any medical background in your family? Anybody in the medical field?
Yeah, my mom is currently in Korea.
Wow.
She serves as a government doctor.
My gosh, in Korea. How
Yes.
long does she stay there? Does she stay there periods of time and come back here for a little
Yes, she does.
while? Wow, that's interesting. How long does she usually stay in Korea?
I think she will come here when I graduate high school, so pretty soon.
So she'll spend like a
Yeah.
year or more there at one
Yeah.
time. And that's a little different for you too as a young man growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you guys keep in contact by phone, by
Yes, we do.
internet, and email, stuff like that?
Yeah.
Wow. And she's a government doctor in Korea right now.
Yes.
Amazing. Interesting. Eric Hong with us with the Northern Guilford Nighthawks. Toughest class you've ever taken while in school? What's been your toughest class ever?
Toughest class, surprisingly, English.
Okay.
English was one of my weakness as
Here's a good question for you from the old classroom standpoint. When did you begin to break it down and be able to attack that English and overcome it and learn it?
Sixth grade was when I came to America. As I trying to adapt to the American culture, it was tough for me. But as I got back to I think football was the key factor that kind of motivated me to excel in the classroom and on the field. So I worked really hard to catch up in that subject.
I'm sure. I'm doing this thing. You're a good guy to talk with. The other kids maybe didn't pick on you maybe back in the day when you first came as a new kid. But football's a fun way sometimes too.
Yeah.
If you're being pushed around a little bit, kind of, this new kid, we're going to take his Eric, we're going to teach this guy. But you can actually take it back to them on the football field. That's a good release, a perfect release place.
I think I gained brotherhood through football, and I gained a lot of friends through playing together with hard
Those
work.
guys came on board when you began to respect you as one of them.
Right. So
good stuff.
Yeah,
And you first began to play with Coach Hawkins back at Northern Middle?
Yes.
Gotcha. Did you guys have a good team back then?
Yes, we did. We were conference champs.
Not bad at all. TJ Logan on your team back then?
Oh, no.
Who was your top running back? You remember back then?
Top running back, it was CJ Freeman.
So CJ was there then?
Yeah, CJ was there.
Good stuff. Talk about the toughest teacher you've ever seen. Maybe not even had, or maybe the toughest teacher you've ever seen.
Toughest teacher, I mean, as a Northern community, they're really nice to me as far as education goes. I wouldn't say as the toughest teacher, but as I said, the toughest class was English.
Right.
So I had to get a lot of tutoring hours in. As far as getting back of my grades, so those are.
Sometimes those tough classes aren't bad either, because sometimes if you overcome them, it's almost like a success story.
Yes.
I wanted to get in that class. I could prove I could beat that class.
Right.
And, get the grade I needed to get through it. What will it take for the Nighthawks to get back to that state championship game? You got regular season, then you go to the playoffs next.
It's just make it happen. That's our motto, and our teammates are working very hard to get to that level of playing, and we're expecting a lot as a young kid step ups. It's going to be hard. There are going to be ups and downs, but I think we can do it as far as our capabilities of leadership and skills on the field. So I think we have a lot of good chance to.
What's it mean to a young kid who came here back around 5th or 6th grade from Korea and go to the middle of the field on a Friday night when they toss that coin, not just going after the coins up, but to represent your team as a captain? What does that mean to you?
It means the world. It means the world to me. Getting my leadership as a football player and getting recognized as a captain is a great honor to do that, and it's been a.
Do you do
really
any other
good
sports besides football? Do anything else?
ride. I used to run track, but I just decided to
Focus
hone
on
in and focus. Yeah, football.
Gotcha. Top player to ever come out of Northern Guilford: Keenan Allen, Christian McCain, or T.J. Logan, or maybe somebody else?
I would say T.J. Logan because T.J. was the player that I looked up to, since 9th grade to 10th grade. So it was a privilege, really, to watch him grow as a football player. I still watch him to play in Chapel Hill. I think he has a great future ahead of him, and I think he's one of my favorite players.
You enjoy turning the television on Saturdays
Right.
if you're not in attendance in Chapel
Right.
Hill, but watching at home on TV, seeing TJ go to work.
Yeah, he really motivates me a lot as far as playing, Friday Night Football. I always wanted to become like him as far as leadership on the field. So it was. He always smiles. That's the key, that's the thing that I like.
Smile,
Yeah.
man. I'm always seemed to be in a good
Yeah.
mood that day.
Yeah,
The thing
so-
about him is he didn't have to say much at all. All he had to do was just give him the football. He went and led like that.
Yeah, he's very explosive, as you can see. He's a very skillful player, and I really look up to him as far as his ability to cut back and look for holes. Hitting the holes fast enough.
These days, they say he's becoming more of a runner who likes to try to run through people a little
Right.
bit, get him more physical.
Yeah.
I guess you have to get that way in college to survive, though.
Right.
What do you think about, of all the high school football teams in Guilford County, which one do you enjoy playing against the most? You may have already told us.
Northwest.
I thought
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
It's one of the most exciting game of the year. It's one of the most anticipated game too. So a lot of tensions and expectations are for us, and I think that was a great experience for
We
me.
used to get this from the kids from Northern, even the kids from Northwest. And your feelings about this, when the game is over, there seems to be a respect between the students from the two schools. They kind of hope both teams do well when they're not
Right.
playing each other.
Right. This year, last year's coach, Coach Rolfus, was our offensive coordinator for us, and he's now a head coach at Northwest. So we had a lot of tensions going on, but end of the game, we came out with class, and it was a good game as far as not a lot of talking, but the respect, we really respect each other as far as their tradition is good and our tradition is good. So I think that's the whole point of playing football, to bond with those teammates.
Yeah, because you may need that guy's help down the road one day,
Yeah.
somewhere later in life. You never know
Right.
when you might see these guys again. Changing gears on some of these questions now. If you could start the NBA alongside a key player in the NBA, would it be Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, or Michael Jordan?
LeBron James, he's
LeBron,
one of the
okay.
best players. Yeah.
How about the dunk or the three-point shot? Which do you prefer? Would you rather be doing the dunk, slamming the ball through the net, or would you rather be making that three-point shot, the long shot?
I would say dunk.
Doing the dunk,
Yeah.
slam dunk by Eric Hong. How about could you beat P.J. Hairston in horse?
I don't think so.
Couldn't beat him in
No,
horse?
I don't think so.
Give him a chance. Here's a question for football. From a standing position, maybe taking a couple of steps up, how far can you throw a football?
About 35 yards.
35. They did that test. We used to get that test in middle school. So about 35-yard pass. How far could you probably punt the ball? Maybe 30, 30?
Oh, I was actually a kicker in middle school too. So sometimes I kicked the ball about almost to the end zone sometimes, but
Was that on kickoffs or punts?
kickoffs.
Okay, gotcha. So you could have been a backup kickoff man if
Right.
Tristan Simmons, or maybe last year it was Austin Coltrane, maybe miscued. You could have maybe taken over those
Yep.
guys. Eric Hong with us. Eric, some other questions for you. Fastest football player you've ever seen, would that be TJ?
Yes, definitely.
How about the strongest player you've ever seen?
Strongest player, Sam Parker.
Same person?
Sam
Sam,
Parker.
we'll go back to Sam. Gotcha. Sam Parker. A lot of respect for Sam. A lot of respect for TJ. Gotcha. Maybe Sam might see this and say, hey, my man Eric came through for me. How bad does Clemson beat Wake Forest tonight?
I would say it would be a close game because I went to one of the Wake Forest game a year ago, and they have a lot of good players as far as their potential to win games, and I think their offense is pretty good, and the Clemson also.
So
they're
you're
a
giving
great
Wake a
team.
pretty good shot tonight then.
Yeah, I like Wake Forest, so
Stick with Wake maybe to do well.
Yep.
Carolina Panthers. I'm going to throw something into Moorhead Panthers, Dudley Panthers, Ledford Panthers. And the Carolina Panthers involved in a Monday night game that's coming up this Monday, taking on Philadelphia. Will Cam Newton lead his team back to the win column? There's a lot of talk about the Panthers. Need to get those wins going again.
yeah, they had ups and downs so far. But I think they'll have a good season. I think they will end pretty good, as Cam Newton will probably step up as a leader.
Think they get to the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely.
Panthers are going to turn it around. Who's the best team in the Triangle this year, Triangle region of this state? Would it be Duke, North Carolina, or NC State?
I would say NC State.
Okay, you're going to go against TJ's team here, going against Carolina, going NC State?
Well, Carolina does have a great team, but NC State, I saw the Fuller State game. They're pretty really
well
good.
On that one. And all three of those teams will be seeing each other the next couple of weeks. If you had a chance to suit up and play for any college team in the nation this Saturday, who would you play for?
I would play for Chapel Hill.
You play for North, be right there with TJ blocking for him.
There are a lot of Nighthawk players there, like Chris Ripperger and Daniel Downing.
Daniel Downing, also a Northwest player, Mr. Baxter there too.
So I want to play with those guys.
Get back with the old Nighthawks again. As you mentioned, Daniel Downing, good friend of the program here many years, and TJ, and then also Chris Ripperger and all those guys.
Right.
Good stuff there. Who has the best chance to win their conference this season? Would it be NC-A&T with the MEAC or Guilford College, the ODAC? Both teams are trying to win their conference championships, A&T and Guilford. You've got Northern Guilford guys at both of those schools too.
Yeah, I would say A&T because Malik Prelude, he was one of the guys that played for defensive end, and also Trey Purcell, he's one of the guys, and I think I have great hopes for them.
A&T to win at MEAC. Would you choose a chocolate cake, a chocolate shake, or a chocolate brownie among those three?
Chocolate shake.
Take the shake. How about on game day, Friday, what is your breakfast champions? Would it be a bowl of Wheaties, Captain Crunch cereal, pancakes, or something other? What's your breakfast of champions?
Pancakes.
You take the pancakes? Do you actually eat those pancakes?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you honestly got the pancake
I want to
answer.
get pancakes during games, so.
What's that now?
Pancakes.
Oh, pancakes or pancakes.
Yeah.
So if you eat the pancakes that morning, a stack of about 4 or 5,
right.
you get a chance to maybe get 3 or 4 or 5 pancakes that night.
Right.
Do you actually get the pancake block? I hear people talk about, can you get the pancake block?
When I try to trap the defensive end, when I pull, they don't expect it, so they'll get hit right by the side, so they'll end up in a
It's like
pancake
hitting him
block.
and flopping him down like a
Right.
pancake, right?
Yeah.
But when I was blocking back as a younger player many years ago, long time ago, I never did do too much pancake type blocking theory. It was always about just drive. I would have more fun driving a guy like a sled into the parking lot, just driving down the field. I used to love to block defensive backs. The play would be going over here on the left. I'd be on the right side. I'd find this guy in the corner right and just drive. We were nowhere near the play, driving him down the field, never quit blocking defensive back. That guy would call you so many different names you never heard before. It was unreal.
Yeah.
Get all kinds of interesting conversation over there. Okay, final question for Eric here. Other than Shane's Ribshack, your favorite restaurant out there? Other than Shane's, is there a favorite restaurant you have out there somewhere?
My favorite restaurant would be Five Guys.
Five Guys at Fremont Center.
They're really good.
Five Guys is a big sack of fries, right?
Yes.
You like the fries?
Yes, I do.
And you like the Five Guys burgers?
Definitely.
Last week's top restaurant was Frank and Larry's, which is a kind of a small place in Lovell Cross. But today, Five Guys in Friendly Center.
Right.
Eric, excellent job.
Thank you.
If you could write a book about this, write it and include me in the book. Give me a couple royalties. We'll do well.
All right.
Good work.
Thank you so much for having me.
Super job by Eric Hong of the Northern Guilford Nighthawks, starting offensive lineman. He'll be at right guard tomorrow night when they take on the Moorhead Panthers. Duncan Taylor-Dean's up next. Let's get Duncan here and let Eric grab some food, and we'll continue here at Shane's Ribshack for a Thursday. Football in Focus.